The 26th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Horeb.
Okay, Roy is gonna read over again 108. Bezrat Hashem.
First requisite for this is self-knowledge. For this, I understand, is dedicating your whole being to the service of Hashem. Is that right?
Right.
You must know yourselves, your heart and disposition, and find out without any self-deception how much lust and pride are lodged in it, and where and how they chiefly show themselves. No corner of yourself should remain strange to you. Then resolve unshakably to free yourself from these deadly enemies. Keep a close watch upon yourselves. Note every impulse of your heart and nip in the bud every impure wish. Keep guard over your disposition and humble all pride and break down all obstinacy. Impose tasks upon yourselves. For practice, forbid yourselves even what is permitted. Spur yourselves to do more than you are in duty bound to do. This will make it easy for you to avoid what is forbidden and to perform your duty. Close every day with self-examination to see how your heart and your feelings have behaved during the day, whether you have gone forward or backwards, whether your heart has become purer and your disposition more modest, or whether weeds have sprung up thickly in your heart and you have become more obstinate. Be your own clear-sighted, strict and incorruptible judges. Do not pardon or excuse yourself anything, and renew each day the resolve that tomorrow will find you advanced.
Wow. Okay, this is the charge of Rev Hirsch to keep a cheshbon, just like a person that runs a business. Somebody runs a business, so you ask him, how's your business? He says, oh, don't know exactly. No, you don't know? He says, you don't know how much money you make every month? No, I don't really know. You know how much your expenses are? No, I don't really know. Do you know what went wrong, what went right? No, I don't really know. You think the guy is crazy. That's the way to run a business. He's not going to be in business too long, wouldn't think, unless Hashem gives him tremendous bracha. But anyway, in a business, you could say, well, it's all min hashamayim in any case. But when it comes to avodas Hashem, we don't say that. We say Hakol b'dei shamayim chutz mi'yirah shamayim. So that's the certainly we have to make our avodas Hashem a business, and this is what Rev Hirsch is talking about over here. Okay, taking stock, inventory.
Right.
All right, 109. Is Lou there?
Doesn't look like.
No, I don't think so.
Back to Mayor.
Okay. It says, let's see. Let everyone see his own reflection in the Torah and learn from it what he should have been and how he should have acted with his capacities and his resources and powers in this and that environment, in this and that place and time. This holy pattern should ever float before his eyes. It should be the goal of his wishes and endeavors. It should be the model with which the actual life he has lived during the day should ever be compared. Anything which, in the light of that model, is seen to be essential and impure, I don't even know this word, excrescence in his heart, should be repressed and extirpated. Ooh, big words. Anything which cannot be fitted into the shape of this model must be broken. What you have already attained must be counted by you as nothing, as merely a guarantee that you can become more. Let the holy model in which you see yourself entice you ever forward.
Okay, so everybody has to see his own reflection in the Torah. How do you like that?
Wow.
Like a person looks into a body of water, and what does he see? He sees his reflection in the body of water. He sees how he looks. He sees who he is. So that's how we look in the Torah. We see we're making a model for ourselves from what it says in the Torah, and then we're looking in the Torah to see if our reflection reflects what it is that the Torah says. Very good. Bezrat Hashem. Okay, and now we move forward. 110. New territory. We did Chazorah. Now we're going weiter. 110, we go to Lu. Please.
This living with one's self, this cultivation of the inner self, must begin when one is yet boy or girl. When the weeds are still young and the neck is only beginning to grow stiff, and it must end only with death. One who does not from an early age exercise himself in this inner intercourse with himself, which God alone beholds, becomes a prey to inner distraction. He goes through life from the cradle to the grave without attaining life.
Great.
Wow.
Awkward.
Okay. 111. Back to Roy.
You say this is difficult? Yes, certainly it is difficult. But just as the door stands wide open to him who runs after impurity, so God himself helps him who makes purity his aim. Only make up your minds to strive earnestly for holiness, and you will become holy. For I, the Lord, am your God. So our text proclaims. In order that you may have your daily bread and not die physically, you equip yourself diligently and early with the knowledge and skill. But when it is a question of ensuring that with all this physical life you may still not be dead to your true vocation in life, dead to your true life in the spirit and practice of Judaism, dead to your God, when it comes to this, you speak of difficulties and labor. It is not your duty to promote and guard the well-being. Is it not your duty to promote and guard the well-being of every creature whom God places in your circle? Very well, then, begin this welfare work with your own inner self.
Okay. So it's difficult, but that's what we're created to do. And we don't have to worry about our success in the matter. Hashem is the one who's in charge of results, and there's nothing more that he cherishes than a person who strives earnestly to attain to upgrade himself in his spiritual station. So certainly Hashem is going to help him to continue to go in that way that he wants to go. So the last thing he ends off with is he says it's true. It's your duty to like help the entire world and everything, every living thing that comes into your circle. And so that being the case, so you know what you should do? Start this welfare work of working for on behalf of Hashem's creations with yourself. Very good. That's the first place to start.
Yep.
Okay. 112. Who's next? Mayor.
I guess I am.
You got a long one here.
Okay. It said, let us hear how the son of Yair, who had himself climbed to the topmost rung of Israel's spiritual ladder, describes the steps which gradually lead up to this climax. Torah, he says, leads to watchfulness, watchfulness to diligence, diligence to blamelessness, blamelessness to abstemiousness. I'm glad he explains this one, keeping well within the permitted limits. Abstemiousness, I never heard that word, to purity, and purity to holiness, holiness to humility, humility to the fear of sin to divine inspiration, and this last named to devotion out of love, Hasidut. The meaning is this: knowledge of the Jewish vocation proclaimed in the Torah brings, first of all, the awareness of the difference between good and evil, and with it, the first impulse to avoid evil and pursue good. This leads to watchfulness, which in turn leads to diligence. Watchfulness, being on guard against evil, first develops into blamelessness, avoiding in your conduct every actual wrongdoing and not allowing evil to enter into your actions. Then it leads to abstemiousness. Not an easy word to pronounce. Okay. Which still in the sphere of the outer life consists in avoiding even the approach to wrong and abstaining even from what is permitted when it borders on the forbidden. From this comes first an inner acquisition in the shape of holiness of heart and mind, in which you suppress every suggestion and thought of evil. Then holiness, in which all forbidden desires are extinguished, and then humility, in which all pride has vanished, and in which sacrificing yourself, you know only of the claim of God and the world upon you. You then acquire strength in the fear of sin, in which, rising above all thought of yourself, you fear only sin. You become inspired, having reached the pinnacle where you understand life and its goal, survey every moment separately, and, illumined by God, discern what is good and salutary in it. Through this strength and this spirit, you become a chassid, a saint, a man who being nothing for himself, is everything for others, and lives only for the welfare of the world around him. Note here two things. First, how each stage of internal excellence is attained through self-discipline in the outer life, through doing and abstaining. Secondly, how perushut, abstinence, is only a very early outer stage on the way to Hasidut, the highest. Do not therefore abuse the term Hasid by applying it to men whom you know to have only perushut, which, as already observed, even where it is pure, is only a disciple stage on the way to the master's quality, which is Hasidut. Not to mention the case where what you perceive is not even perushut, but the mere outward gestures of holiness.
Hmm.
We have a big task there.
Well, this is he's referring to the what it says in Mesilas Yesharim. The whole all the chapters of Mesilas Yesharim are based upon this this teaching about from Pinchas ben Yoer, I believe. Zahirus, maybe Lidei, all these different levels. So that's the textbook, how to get to the Tachlis, Mesilas Yesharim. So I think we did once, many years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's the end of chapter 14.
that's the end. Okay. Okay, so we go further. We have time? Yeah. We got some time. Okay.
In moments, yep.
Okay. Lou, you want to start off? Chapter 15, Sinna.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Hatred is the feeling that the existence of any being is a hindrance to his own existence, and that the destruction of that being would make our own existence more complete. In other words, it means that we do not feel ourselves whole so long as this or that is still existing. This feeling is the death, nay, the complete inversion of the human heart, which God has created for the comprehensive embrace of all beings, but which instead excludes one or all beings to the extent of desiring their non-existence and embraces only itself. In fact, becomes a stone. As soon, therefore, as you perceive hatred springing up in your heart against any being, know for certain that you have failed to attain your proper moral level.
Okay. $114. Back to Roy.
It is a sad man that he is able to love and fondle every creature and yet to hate those of his own species. Hatred between man and man arises from the fact that one has in fact injured the other with wrongful word or deed, and so has really endangered his existence. Or two, that they come into conflict with the pursuit of the same objective, and so apparently frustrate one another.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't like competition. Nor someone to tell you that you're wrong. You're going to react violently to it.
Oh, it's also saying that one can be more friendly to his dog than to other human beings.
Mm-hmm. As I say, it takes one to know one.
Right.
You've heard that before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Mayor, 115. We have time for 115? Not really.
Yes, it's a small one.
Okay, it's not that big. Okay, so let's see. The feeling should never remain in your heart against any man. He is, after all, your brother, a child of the same God, placed in the world by him with the same claims on life.
Oh,
If you hate him and wish him away, then you hate and wish away the hand of God, which has placed your brothers next to you, in order that you may esteem them as brothers. Even if he wrongs you, do not forget that he is your brother. Be sorry that your brother can make such a mistake. Reprove him and forget.
Very good.
tolerant.
So, in other words, the way to go weiter is, he says, is to say, oh, Nebuch, that this person did such a thing, as opposed to Nebuch, that he did it to me. Focus on the person. Nebuch, that he conducts himself in such a way. And number two, you can certainly give him tochacha. You can reprove him. This is not this is improper conduct that you've done, and like that, that will be a recipe for you to be able to forget the whole scenario, and not hold on to your feelings against him, and be able to go weiter. That's what he says. Forget about it. That's what is the proper thing to do. Okay. Yashikoyik to everybody.
Baruch T'yeh. Thank you, Rabbi.
All the best. To Mayor.
Very
A great
good.
day.
Thank you. And you should